Welcome to Mad Cat English. Today's lesson is on using the simple past with other verbs. My name is Maria and I'll be your teacher today. So let's go ahead and get started. First, let's take a look at my schedule for exercise. And let's also take a look at our timeline. So let's say today is Sunday, and in general, this is my workout schedule for this past week. Now in these two sentences, I use the simple present because these sentences express routines or facts. But on Monday, I did step aerobics. On Tuesday, I did yoga. On Wednesday, I lifted weights. On Thursday, I went swimming. On Friday, I went running. On Saturday, I lifted weights again. All of these actions are in the simple past because these actions started and stopped in the past. So whenever you want to express a one-time action that finished in the past, you want to use the simple past. So let's take a look at how we form our simple past using statements. Let's start with using regular verbs. This means the verbs simply have an ed ending. Some examples for affirmatives are I cleaned, you called, we walked, they worked, he needed, she wanted, it stopped, everyone laughed. Again, all we need to do here is add on that ed ending. And if we notice, it's the same for all of our subject pronouns. We do not need to worry about subject-verb agreement here. So now that we see how to form the affirmative sentences, let's take a look at the negatives. We still use the helping verb do, but in this case we use it in the past, so we use did. You can use did not as two separate words or didn't as a contraction. But in either case, your main verb will just stay in its base form. So we can say, I did not clean. You did not call. We did not walk. They did not work. He didn't need. She didn't want. It didn't stop. The one exception is when we use no one, because here the negative comes in the no part of no one. So you just use the affirmative verb laughed. Now let's take a look at how to form some questions and answers, starting with yes/no questions. Begin with the helping verb did, then your subject pronoun, then again use the verb in the base form. Your answers only need to respond to the helping verb. So if the question is, did you call? You can say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. With information questions, begin with the question word and then follow with the helping verb and then your subject and then your main verb. So for example, what did you clean? Well, I cleaned the kitchen. Now in some question words, the question word itself is the subject, as we see in who called. Who is the subject? So you just replace who with the person that called. So my parents called. Now, whenever we talk about simple past, we also have to look at our irregular verbs. These are irregular because they change in the past form. Here are some common examples of irregular verbs. If you do not know these irregular past tense forms, you need to memorize them. However, even though they are irregular verbs, they still follow the same rules in terms of sentence patterns. So, for an affirmative statement, you simply say, I went to bed at 11 p.m. For a negative, I didn't go to bed at 10 p.m. For yes, no, did you go to bed early? Short answer, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. And for an information question, why did you go to bed late? Okay, now that we have an idea of why we use simple past and how to form it, let's try it out. Please answer the following questions about yourself and be careful to use the simple past. Number 1, what time did you go to bed last night? Well, I went to bed at midnight last night. Number 2, what time did you get up this morning? I got up at 8:30 this morning. Number 3, what did you have for breakfast today? I had oatmeal for breakfast this morning. Number 4, when did you take a shower? I took a shower after I had breakfast. And number 5, what time did you leave your house or apartment this morning? I didn't leave my apartment this morning. I stayed home all morning. So again, these answers are examples that are true for me. I hope that you gave answers that are true for you. Moving on. Now that we have learned a little bit more about how to use the simple past, let's check our knowledge with some editing. Please correct the mistakes using the simple past in the following sentences. We inviting people over last night. We need to say we invited people over last night. The correct ending for simple past is ed. Now the verb invite already ends in e, so just add d in this case. She didn't come to the party alone. She didn't come to the party alone. I see this mistake a lot because students think, oh, she, add s. But remember, this is the simple past, and because it's negative, it's the helping verb that shows the verb tense. The main verb stays in the base form. 3, I was cooked for everyone. I cooked for everyone. This is another common mistake, and we need to be very careful here because it actually means something else when you say I was cooked. If your main action is cook, that is your only verb in an affirmative sentence. So I cooked for everyone. We did had a good time. Had. Again, if your main verb is the action, you do not need a helping verb in a statement. Number 5, the party didn't ended until midnight. The party didn't end until midnight. Again, we need to remember that when we use the negative, the main verb stays in its base form. Okay, so that was our brief introduction to using the simple past with other verbs. I hope that you liked this video and that you share it with your friends. Feel free to leave me any questions in the comment section below or send me an email at madcatenglish@gmail.com. And until next time, my own Mad Cat Brow and I wish you mad English. Thank you.